everybody. How are you? I'm Sybil Wilkes. Welcome to In Bed with Sybil and Friends, and an opportunity every week for my girlfriends and me to get together and to have some laughs and sometimes some tears, but also talking about our lives and the things. And we do this. Actually, it's a help for me. First of all, during this time of coronavirus, to touch base with people because of us being quarantined, and also because so much of my life is focused on news, and God knows there's very few really light and happy stories out there. This is an opportunity to laugh and to connect. So with that, let us say hello to all of my girlfriends. Hi, Cherie.
Hello, Miss Sybil. How are you?
Thanks. Hi, Yolanda.
Hello, Sybil.
Hello, Yolanda. And Marcelina.
Hey, Sybil.
Hey, Tracy, how you doing?
Great. How about you?
Fine, thank you. And to the snitch of the group, hi, Stephanie. It's inside, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So, yeah, sure. So, as I said, this is really an opportunity. I mean, we've been going through a lot of different things here, but I don't even know what week this is, Cherie. But this is an opportunity for us to get together and to talk about, the week and everything, but and to give kind of a recap of our own lives. But before I do that, Cherie, you want to take Yolanda to task for something.
I do. I got a bone to pick with you, Yolanda.
Okay.
So last week,
I love this.
You remember you told us about your
coronavirus,
your yoga studio, your yoga studio partner / personal trainer Fred, and what a great
specimen
that he has a wife.
Yeah, well, so here's the deal. I just didn't get to that point because for real, one of the reasons why I think that he's so mesmerizing, it's not his physical, but it is the fact that he is married. And he's not just married, but he...
Okay.
Are you sure?
No, really. I'm telling you, if you ladies, if you ladies heard him talk about his wife and his kids, it is really, really beautiful. I happen to
That's the second story. Okay, the first story was
how fine he was. Right?
Just saying, okay.
Yeah. I happen to think that that's really attractive. That men can be married and just really praise and celebrate their wives. I'm telling you, y'all should hear this man. I would like to think that that's how Ward White speaks of me in public.
Well, that's one way you can go about it. Good, Marcelina.
But I tell you, it really wasn't my intention to leave that part out. It's just that y'all just get so caught up on the nonsense that I wasn't able to give the
Wait, you damn near killed yourself in a workout because that fine man was in the room.
Okay. Hey, Sybil, could you move on with the little whatever we're doing here?
Don't do it now, sister. No, ma'am.
So let us be clear. In the event that Fred's wife is listening or watching, what would you like to say to her?
I don't have anything to say to her.
She's a lucky woman.
Gee, your man is fine.
I don't know what there is to say.
Because I think if Cherie felt some kind of way about it, then say, you know what, I respect you, and
you're right, because as a wife, for real, as a wife, I really meant no disrespect. I really wasn't lusting off of some woman's husband.
No, look,
it wasn't.
I'll go with no. Just admiring, drooling,
and
the drooling over another.
But Sybil, he is so forget how fine he is. He's so nice.
Yes,
he really is really nice He
Okay.
really is.
Okay, that's. I think we've gone too far. So let's now
Move on.
Now we move
Like,
on to the next.
Fred?
Okay.
Okay.
Woo!
Okay.
Your
Wow.
girlfriends. Oh my God. Okay. All right, Cherie.
Okay.
We love you, man.
And Mrs. Fred, no disrespect by most of us.
No. Right.
Oh God.
So let's talk about our week. I will say that I had a really great week. It was my birthday. I really didn't want to do anything for it, but had a great opportunity to reconnect with a lot of my friends from the old radio show, and thanks for making that happen. So let's go on to Tracy. You had a lot going on with you this week.
Yes. So I did sign up for the Facebook dating deal.
Okay.
And that was really interesting. Now, I think we should write these app people, because I think that we should be allowed to skip someone and not be forced to choose. So if someone comes up as though they like you, you have to choose yes or no. I can't skip that dude and see the next one. Maybe I do, maybe I don't like him, but I want to skip that dude, see the next one, and pick. So you can't do that.
So you can't go back
and change it.
You can go back, but I might want to put somebody on hold. You know, I just want to skip them. I don't want to answer right now.
They give you an opportunity.
That part I don't like.
Say that again, Marcy.
They give you an opportunity to review, because I looked at it the other day. It just popped up. Review the choices that you've made, and it's all the people you've declined. To see if
I'll look for that.
If you want to go back and
I'll look for that.
And I must say that I was good with my first nose. Yes. Great.
Okay.
So see, I'll go back and look. But it really, so like I got up to like a couple of guys I looked at, you know, and I, you know, maybe exchanged a hi or something like that, but nothing pursued beyond that. Yeah. And then it got up to like 12 people that liked me. So I froze my account, because 12 is enough.
Oh my gosh.
So I froze it. And I'll go back and look at the 12 and decide, and, you know, that kind of thing. I'm really not if you give me too many choices, then I'm not going to pick a choice at all. I don't care if it's candy, cake.
That's why I went after a matchmaker for her. I know my girlfriend.
Yeah, but we need a cheaper matchmaker. No disrespect.
Right. I don't have $10,000.
Tracy, you're not good at Chipotle, huh?
No. I don't eat Chipotle.
Okay, just checking.
But I order the same thing. You can catch me anytime. I'll order the exact same thing. It's too many choices. I'm just gonna choose. Yes. So yeah. So beyond that, I did go to Houston and saw my daughter off. You know, we decorated her room and that kind of stuff. And then I brought my mom back.
Oh,
back
to stay with you here.
Back to Fort Worth, stay with me for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
And I've just been, you know, like this is coming up election time, so it's really getting busy, you know, where, you know, the number of days count down, all that good stuff. And now having her with me is a delight, but it's also an adjustment.
So what's the biggest adjustment?
She has to eat on a regular basis. She gets medication.
It's like kids.
I was just going to compare that to Cherie, who has, you know, kids.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, because I don't, you know, like I eat without a doubt. Don't think I miss meals. I don't. But I don't, you know, specifically have times that I do that.
Right.
Or what's the quality of the meal? You know, I could just grab a veggie patty and have an egg and I'm done.
Yeah.
Are you cooking for her?
Okay. Crackers and cheese.
And a little wine. Mom's not big on having wine for breakfast, maybe. I don't know.
You know, maintaining a schedule for her and that kind of thing. And then, you know, get this and get that and get this and get that. You know, she comes from my sister's house and they do a very good job of allowing her to do anything.
Oh, and it's just you.
Yeah. And as I had to tell her day one, look here, chick, it's just me and you. So I'm gonna need you to move around and do a few things, okay? Really.
Sister's house.
I'm gonna need you to go to the store and pick up some things for me and you if you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, because there's 3 of them, so they wait on her, you know. And my youngest niece really takes care of her. Like, packs for her and make sure she does her exercises. I mean, she has like a personal assistant in my youngest niece.
Wow. So what's she doing with you?
Right.
You can get out the car. You can ride around in the cart. That little mobilized cart thing. I was like, you can ride in that. So then she gets to the cart and she don't want to drive the cart. No, ma'am. Push the button. This is how fast it go. You can do this. You are perfectly capable of doing this. You can do this. I know you can, and she did. And then went all over the grocery store, zooming off and left me. And, ran into my cart as a joke. I was like, yeah, lady, I knew it. I knew you could do the thing. Mm-hmm.
That is so cute.
So, yeah, but it's really good to have her here. It is. That's true.
That's
nice.
Very
true.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So we got the dating part out and we got your mom out. Anything else happening with you?
Just work.
Just
work.
And can you just really, while we're on you, can we talk about the importance and just really talking to people about what's going to happen in 70 days or so?
Oh, in 70 days, you all better vote.
Please.
And vote like your life depends.
Because it does. Because it really
depended
does.
on it. Because it does.
Yeah.
I mean, all the craziness that's going on in these days. Vote. Especially if you're in Texas. You seriously need to vote. Figure out a way, figure out a reason, and go vote. Because Texas, we flip. I mean, we're the largest battleground state. And if we vote and we turn blue, we turn the White House blue. And that's very true. The dynamics are you win if you win Texas. So we have an opportunity to make change. And,
And the Senate, just think of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Senate.
Cool. Yeah. Very cool. Okay. So let us move
House.
On to yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
I froze. So that's all.
Okay. Marcelina, let's talk about you because you two have been a part of our dating experiment and you have other things that are going on with you. So let's talk about where you are in the dating pool, as it were.
Well,
she's so dramatic.
I had a really busy, emotional, tumultuous week.
Wow.
I was supposed to go on a date on Wednesday
with
Facebook dude.
Okay, Facebook dude. Okay.
Facebook dude. I was supposed to go on a date with him, but it was supposed to be after the celebration for my mother's birthday, which was Wednesday, which looked really fabulous on Facebook because it was, but you missed the drama. So it was a lot. It was a whole lot. It was bad, but it looked good, and that's okay. So, because of that, I had to cancel. And he was really, really understanding. I wasn't in the space to go out and socialize after everything that happened. So, I just kind of took a pass, and we were supposed to reconvene and go out on Saturday. But we never solidified the plans. He didn't call me, and then I had another emotional day Saturday, so I didn't call him. So it's just kind of up in the air.
So can you share any more, or do you care to go into anything with your mom, or you want to keep it moving?
My mom turned 70. And it's been Corona. She's been isolated to the house. She doesn't always like to do anything, but if you don't do something, it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Sure.
So I still wanted to celebrate her or whatever for her birthday. So I had planned a car parade and got a video made of all of her nieces, her brothers and sisters, her brothers, to come, and say happy birthday to her or whatever. Put a lot of work into it. And we got there. I brought her the food she requested. And when we opened the door, she saw the balloons. She freaked out. And she just I don't want it. I hate surprises and some other stuff that I just won't even get into. But it was really, really wow. It was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot because she said, I don't like celebrating anymore. And it just, it was too much.
Sorry, Marcelina.
Turning 70 is a big deal. My dad is tripping about that too.
And it is, and that's what like all the people that were there, because I'm like, I really went into depth into planning it, like because she's very afraid of COVID, and she likes the social distance. So like when I went over, my college roommate went over with me. She wore her mask the entire time. People were instructed that were in the parade were to pass by. If you're gonna drop something out, wait, keep it pushing, don't stop. It's not gonna be a little party or whatever, but it just went awry because she didn't want to go out. But she eventually came outside, and then she was like, oh, that's like, because like I had her childhood friend in the parade, her sister, like I invited some people that she was really close to at church, my brother's best friend who's still here to this day. And that's a part of the thing she doesn't like to celebrate since my brother passed away years ago. And I think that was the hardest thing for me, because it's like you have to remember there are other people here that want to celebrate you, and you can't just stop, and it's and
people want to say,
I talked with Yolanda about it, but I ain't trying to hear none of that.
Okay.
And that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like, you feel how you feel, and then it's like I can't change it,
Right.
and but it gets hurtful when you don't see the effort that's put in to show you that there's a lot of love there, and then you say you appreciate it, but it's just it doesn't feel
at that time. Yeah. Well, Marcelina, let me just say that you are loved and you are appreciated, and your mother will come to tell you that. If not immediately, obviously, as time goes on, and you all will be sitting around, and she will recognize what you put into it, and she will back on this.
I recognize that she loves me and she appreciates stuff. It's just that sometimes you just gotta you can't be in control of everything, and you cannot expect people to want to celebrate you that are part of your life just as much as other people that aren't here anymore. And it just kind of gets to be, you get used to it, but then you can never kind of get used to it, So it was a little emotional. I took me a mental health day Thursday. I didn't bake no cookies. I ain't do nothing. Laid out.
And you need to do that. Good for you. Good for you for doing that. Really taking the time for yourself. Absolutely. Good. And then did you eat some cookies while you were taking a mental health day?
I went on
the crack cookies.
Look, I had now laters for breakfast and chased that with some Mike Knights. So
sorry, Cherie.
I know
I haven't had a now later in a long time.
I know Cherie's big on water. I'm back on water, but honey, it was vanilla orange Cokes and lemonades and everything else I shouldn't have been drinking.
So Stephanie, let me ask you, just based upon what you're hearing, but also last week we concentrated on some men in your life, and they spoke to your greatness, to your wonderfulness, to your Stephanie-ness. And so just looking back on that, as well as your week and perhaps some other things. What has transpired?
As far as last week goes, and I think I'm still processing it, because now I'm getting emotional. I didn't know. I know what I was going through, but I didn't know everybody else knew what I was going through. And that, of course, Sybil, I talked to you, Yogi, and you and I had a conversation. I was deep in what I was going through. Of course, Marcy. I had no idea that these men saw that in me. And that did something to me. I guess in two ways, because I didn't know they knew me well enough to see through my faking my way through what I was going through. Does that make sense? Yeah, because I'm trying to, and it's like I see. So that kind of shook me a little bit last week. And then I'm still processing that, and trying to be, more authentic when I'm in it, without, you know, you don't want to be a whiner, you don't want to be a, you know, and I feel that. So sometimes I won't say anything. I'll hold it in, or it'll all come out at once. You know, I need to find a balance to that. But yeah, that did something to me last week. It did. Other than that, my mother's coming.
Okay, so I was going to ask you your thoughts about what Marcelina and Tracy said, but definitely.
I was like, no, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Marcy, no, I have a mother that is special as well. So yeah, but I want her to come because she's really been going through it. So, and I am the most patient of her kids. So I think that she needs me at this time because they don't have any patience with her. My little sister never cries. Last time she was home, when she saw the state, like my mother's sheets on her bed looked like they hadn't been changed in weeks, you know, and Sean cried, you know, because she just, you know, so I said, okay, it's just time for her to come on up here and just get away from all that. Because I think it's so toxic with all of them now that they just, since she tried to control everything, they just say, okay, well, you just do everything. And she can't. She working with one arm still, you know. So yeah, she'll be up here in a couple of weeks. So
are you going to get her and bring her back?
Sean is gonna go home for a friend of ours' baby shower, and then she's gonna fly her up here, and then turn around and go back. So,
gotcha.
Because my mother said she didn't want to be in the car with my older sister for all those hours to meet me in Atlanta. So I was like, what you think she's gonna do to you? So yeah, just okay. I don't want to be in the car with her. She be drinking it. Okay, Mom. So I'm just gonna bring her.
Yeah, she be snitching and don't even know it.
That's where I get it from. Okay.
Dry snitching.
So, yeah. So we'll see how I am the next few weeks after my mother gets here. We'll see if y'all can see a change in me then.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So,
well, let me share with you on my birthday. I often think about my parents, obviously, but I also think about how my parents would have aged had they lived, you know, beyond their years, and that they did. And so this week has brought about that. But I also think when I listen to your stories, and I think how my mom would have responded, or how my mother would have, or would have said, or would have done, you know, those kind of things. And Cherie, I don't know if you have that yet. You know, your mom has gone just a couple of years, but my mom has been for half my life now without my mother. So it's just really interesting. And I also have those mothers who have adopted me. And so seeing them and kind of comparing that, or going through that with my friends, like we went out for my birthday yesterday with Yolanda's mother, who considers me one of her daughters. And so it's just really, and she's so special. God, she's just so special.
Is she special like me and Marcy's mom, or she's really special? Like,
no, she's special like Yolanda.
She's really special. She's really special.
But she's not special like Yolanda. She's special like their mother. No.
Okay.
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
Clarity, huh?
Okay.
So it's just really interesting. And but you know, I go through this like with my cousins too, because my mother's brother is still living, and my cousins are going through this with my uncle, who was always crazy. But I just wonder how, you know, my mother would have adjusted, or things like that as she aged. So I can appreciate what you guys are going through. And then, like I said, I have mothers who have adopted me and going through this with them. And then I still have neighbors. I had an 80-year-old neighbor, just a conversation, a story that should have taken maybe 30, 60 seconds and took about 15 minutes. So stuff like that and stuff like that. But I mean, you know, I just, I can relate to what you all are going through. So, So we're going to take a bit of a pause in our dating escapades and stories and attempts in terms of on a public level on this forum. We're going to take a pause and talk a little bit more about our lives and our personalities and improving things in our lives. And so with that, I'm going to throw this to you, Yolanda, because you really are the guru of yoga, as well as you like to call it, the betterment of our lives. And so I'm going to throw it to you. And why do you look so mean? Like,
because first of all, I'm not a guru.
Okay.
I'm not a guru.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But what I do is I am disciplined and I consistently work on my betterment. So with all of the drama and nonsense that happens in my life, I am constantly working on me and having peace in my life. And yoga has really, really helped me with that. But before I get into that, let me be clear. We're not pausing on the dating.
Oh, I said just for the public. For the public
all right, I'm just saying we can multitask.
Okay.
I prefer that.
If I misspoke, I didn't mean to.
Okay.
I didn't mean to tell the girls.
Guru a bad word? Is guru a real word?
Well, guru,
it is, but it's apparently
no. Guru is. I don't have any special knowledge or understanding, or I don't know anything that y'all don't know, or anybody else. Like, it's nothing. I just really work at it. Like Cherie, she really, really works on her wellness. She is very disciplined and consistent about working on her health and wellness.
Every time you say that, I be thinking.
so much to the point, really, that she has a daughter that's over half her age, and you can't tell the difference. But that don't just happen. She really, really works on that. Well, as much as Cherie works on her health and wellness, I do that with my mental. And I'm just very, very clear and serious about it. And I don't allow anybody to interrupt my peace. And so with that, a few years ago, I wrote this great book.
And she's not a guru. She's a book. She wrote a book.
She's an author.
She's an author, right?
But not a guru.
Yes. And so everybody, so we actually did a workshop several years ago, and it's called Jewels for Me. And what happens is, because I believe that we all have jewels, and we have nuggets of jewels that we have that's deep within us. And everything you have, everything you need, you already have. You just need to access them and use them. And so with this book, I just thought it would be neat that if we would just go through this book collectively and really work on our betterment. So, for example, one of the things before we get started that we ask in the book, it is, would you like to love your life, feel good and happy, have a more peaceful mind, have high self-esteem, and be the best and have the best personal morale, look the best you ever have, be more in control, be more balanced every day, control your destiny, be more motivated, enjoy a clear, bright vision of your future, enjoy a better quality of life. So these are just some of the questions you can ask yourself. And if you're looking for these things, pick up the book, Jewels for Me. No, I'm kidding. But really, 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 really work on it. And so with that, again, thank you, Stephanie. There you go. So here's the deal.
Look at the snitch. Teacher's pet. Look, Yolanda.
I swear. I'm telling you, okay?
So for those that are interested, the Jewels for Me, it contains nuggets of gems that when combined with hard work, dedication, faith, you end up with the rare stone, and that stone is you. The jewels that lie within are the most treasured possessions that you can ever come upon. The tools and strategies that you are to discover or rediscover will help build unstoppable momentum towards the life you desire and deserve. I recognize that everybody's path is different, And that is the reason why this workbook is designed and tailored for anybody and everybody, because it has a program that you create for yourself. It doesn't matter what your age, what your income, what skills, or background, education, of what nonsense you have going on in your life. You can access those tools and use them for your betterment. So let's start the process of finding the jewels within. So let me give this disclaimer again. I'm not a guru. I don't have any special knowledge. I mean, I just really want to be clear about that. There are no secrets or special codes that you need to follow your path. I don't have classified information that you don't already have. Most of the material discussed is information that we've heard at one point or another. The purpose of the workbook is to encourage you or to push you towards to reach your dreams. You will be posed question after questions, all designed to make you think, thus hopefully propelling you to reach your highest destiny. So we have a mission statement. So the mission statement for the Jewels for Me is Jewels for Me workshop is dedicated solely to the purpose of offering the highest of quality and straightforward information to help women live their better lives. So back in the day, I used to give workshops to young girls because I believe that if you start getting all of this information when the jewels start forming and going inside of you, if you utilize them by the time you're 20 and 30 and 40 and 50, then you would have a more fulfilled life, that you're not playing catch up when you are in your 40s and 50s trying to figure out how to deal with situations. Because the truth of the matter is, people that come in your life or people that's already been in your life, they are who they are. You know, Sybil mentioned my mother. My mother, she is who she is. Some of the things that she does, it's hurtful, but it doesn't affect me. You know, just as a sidebar, just of a personal, I am the person in my mother's life that when she really, really needs something, I am the most responsible one. No matter what's going on, she comes to me. But when it comes to her doing something for anybody in her life, I am last on the list. I'm never considered. But you know what? The reason why I do for my mother, it is not for her to give me some type of accolades or some appreciation. I don't need that, not even from my mother, because I never got that. I've never got that. So what happens is I have within me, and I pull myself together, and that's why my girlfriends are so important. My girlfriends celebrate me more than than my mother celebrate me. I know I can't expect for my mother to give me what she doesn't have. That's not fair.
That's a word.
I will constantly be hurt. I will be destroyed. I will be paralyzed if I am waiting on individuals that I love and that I pour into to give me what I think that I deserve. Does that make sense? Can anybody relate to that?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
For sure.
Oh, God.
Did it ever used to bother you, Yolanda, though? Did it ever bother you?
Yeah, it did.
That she wasn't able to give you? Okay.
Yeah, because my mother, even today, and she did it yesterday at lunch, my mother brags on the fact that she didn't raise us, that she was growing up with us.
Yeah.
So to hear Cherie, to hear Sybil, to hear my husband Ward talk about, you know, that mother who fixed you breakfast or did whatever it is that mothers do. I don't even know what mothers are supposed to do. But I know that everybody's path is different. And I'm telling you, Cherie, 100%, it doesn't affect me. I recognize it. I'm not delusional. I don't have rose-colored glasses. I'm very, very clear. As the saying of the week, it is what it is. But I am determined that I will live a peaceful, happy life at all cost.
Who said this week it is what it is? That's who said that was the term of the week. What happened?
Michelle Obama said that
Michelle
during the DNC.
Oh, okay. I was like, where did we get that from? That was your announcement?
She was quoting the other guy. And,
okay.
Yeah.
I froze a couple of times. So I thought I missed something. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was like, yeah. Okay.
So part of it, Cherie, and part of my confidence in that is I didn't just get this through osmosis. My dad really did. So although my mother was interesting, and again, and so what's interesting about that for real, even though that was the case, my mother as a child, I've always had a heart of empathy. As a child, I knew my mother did the best she could. I really did. She did the best she could. That's what she had. And so I never held it against her. I was never bitter, mad, upset. I saw it even as a child. Tracy's known me for my whole life. It just,
and she lived a great life, okay?
Yeah.
That ain't stopped no show.
It really didn't, because you let people be who they are. Well, no, you can't let them, because they're gonna be who they are.
They're gonna be who they are. But your dad is an overflower. He was an overflow.
My dad was an overflow.
He was an overflow.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm great, and I know that I'm great because my daddy told me that I was great, and I really took
and supported that
everything that he said.
Which takes us back to your first book.
Right.
No, it really does.
Yeah.
Which was?
So my first book that was actually inspired by Tracy, it is Jewels from My Daddy that I'm passing on to my girlfriends. And the way that book came about is because I grew up with Tracy, but Tracy broke up with me for a period of time.
And so let's not get into that.
Wait,
right.
She went to college. She got married. She moved to another state. I broke up with her. Like what? Yeah.
So, ladies, yes. So, Yolanda, you were saying.
So when we got back together, I was really living my life, even with a lot of turmoil and drama and what have you. And Tracy was like, you know what? All this time growing up, they, whoever they are, thought that my dad was ruining me for life. Would you say that, Tracy? Yeah. And it was a revelation to her that he wasn't ruining me, but he was preparing me to not just, because sometimes I think our parents prepare us to just go through life and just survive. Well, my daddy wasn't making sure that I survived. I was thriving in life.
Right.
Even with the bumps and the bruises that come, you still can thrive in life. So anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I thought we needed just to touch on that part because of who you are, and also that was your first book, so which led us to these others. So
this particular book, you with me, Marcy?
I'm with you.
Okay. So this particular book, Marcy, in order to go through this, what you have to do to start out with is to get your head right. What grade we in, Tracy?
I know. Marcy got called out in class.
Right.
12.
When the teacher uses your name, that means you wasn't paying attention. Okay,
that's right.
Or eating apples.
Yeah.
So I think, going through this book, but I think anything in life, whatever it is that you're going to embark upon, you got to get your head right. So how do you get your head right? So you get your head right by having a positive attitude. So you understand that it might be daunting, that it might be a lot that you might be going through. But if you have a positive attitude and not, I don't want to hear that, or whatever way you choose to address it, if you have a more positive attitude, then you can get to where you want to be.
Just for the record, audience, for those of you that are watching, that is not that is not a rose color statement. Okay, that is the actual undercut. Okay, that's an undercut.
So what happened is we all had an assignment. So before we came on, we all had an assignment in what we were going to do, and we all did. So on page 18, I'm sorry, on page 19 and 20, there's an assignment, there's an exercise that we go through. And again, through this book, thank you, Stephanie. I love you.
And Stephanie, you look so pretty when you're doing that too. It's so,
oh my God.
you know, it's like really, yeah.
And your nose doesn't get any browner either.
So what happens is, so just for the purpose of being here, the assignment was to fill out page 19 and 20. But for the purpose of what we're doing here, if we all could just go through, and I'll just go through one at a time and just ask you from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 questions. If you can just pick the one that you want to address, and we will address it, and we will keep it moving. So Stephanie, let's start out with you. Out of the 7 questions, what's the question that you chose to address? Or exercise, not question, but exercise.
Yeah, the exercise that I'm choosing to address is the one that I could not address because I felt convicted when I started to write something. So the exercise was stand in front of a mirror, totally naked. Who or what do you see? And I got ready to write down what I was going to write down. And I said, that's not the truth. I was going to write down what I wanted myself to think, but not what I really thought. So it's blank because I couldn't put the truth down there.
So, you know the truth?
I'm trying to.
Yeah, she does.
I think I do. Yeah, it's not ready. I'm trying to make it come up. Yeah, right. Yeah. So that one was hard. That was hard. So that's why I made myself talk about it because I knew it was hard. So see, Yogi, I told him I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, Stephanie, that's so beautiful. That's self-revelation is how you grow.
Yeah.
Well,
so one day it'll be something on there, but it's not nothing on there right now. But I'm gonna put something down.
I looked at the assignment and I didn't do it because I had felt enough this week and I didn't feel like challenging myself anymore. So I did not do it. But I did look at my old book because you gave me a new one to start fresh. And I said I wanted to compare stuff that was in the old. I did answer that question a long time ago, though. And I did say a big old sexy thing. So.
Right on.
Do you still feel that? Do you still feel that?
I think I still feel that, but I'm gonna go in the mirror this week when I feel a little bit better and make sure it still remains the same.
So Marcy, can I encourage you? So where you are right now, the vulnerable emotional state that you're in right now, this is the perfect opportunity to grow. This is the perfect opportunity to really, really look and find the jewels, to find the tools inside of you to get through the drama that you went through this week.
And I think I've done a lot of self-exploration over the past few years that I have those jewels. But this week was one of those weeks was like, even you can ask Stephanie, like even if it's some drama going on, I'm always trying to be positive about it. I try not to let anybody disturb my peace or my joy anymore. But sometimes you can penetrate.
Oh, 100%.
And so I think it was one of those times where the exterior shell was penetrated because I can be so unemotional sometimes, like period. Like when I'm done with it, I'm done with it, you know. But I felt a lot of, and it could be PMS too, you know. But it was a lot. So I didn't want to feel anymore because I felt a lot. So, but I'm gonna revisit it because I know I can't sit down for long and let my light be dimmed. I will not.
Right.
So I'm going to get back on track tomorrow's a fresh start.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna put it behind me and keep it moving, and I'll be able to answer all of the questions,
and not just
the ones that were already filled out.
Well, again, Marcy, the cool thing about it is, I think the fact that you allowed yourself to feel what you feel, and you just didn't sit it aside and say, "It's okay, it's okay, it's okay." That's part of going through it too. Part of going through it is really feeling and recognizing and identifying what you experienced and how it made you feel.
Right. And I did do that.
And doing that, and that's that part of that mental health part of taking care of yourself. So I think the way you responded this week, those were some good tools, because again, a lot of us, we just put it aside. And that's why some of our girlfriends are so damn hard, because they just push aside the way they really feel. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Well, there's only so much it's okay before you become hard.
Right.
Right. So I am very proud of the way you responded, that you were strong enough to say, this is where I am, and I have to take a mental health day and take care of myself, because I have too much life to live, because I have too much of a light that shines within me that I have to let out. Tracy, you froze, but what you were about to say was going to be so good.
Them cookies wouldn't have been that good with all of that emotion going on.
Listen. In Jesus' name.
Okay.
Like, I'm telling you, on Thursday, I woke up and my alarm went off, and I got up at 4 a.m. I was like, not ready yet. I'll just have less of a batch done. I'm going to sleep a few more hours. And I slept a few more hours. I got up in time, and I said, them cookies ain't going to have not a drop of love in them. I'm going to bed. I put the phone on Do Not Disturb, and I never do that. And I slept the day and took time to just kind of relax, kick back, watch something that made me laugh, or do something like Catfish, in and out of Jamie Foxx's Project Power. But it was made, not one, not an order taken, because y'all don't want them cookies.
Wow. That's
that is so powerful. That's so beautiful. Yay, Marcy. Marcy, you should write a book, girl.
Called You Big Old
Author.
All right, let me close my little book. You go. That's good. That's awesome.
Good
All right,
deal.
Cherie, what about you? Which one did you pick?
I picked the fourth exercise, which is name 3 attributes you like most about yourself. Okay, so the first thing I like about myself is that I'm pretty self-driven. Yeah, I'm self-driven.
Keep driving.
Right. The second one is I'm very dedicated or loyal to whatever I set my mind to or my heart to. As Yolanda said, I really take my health very seriously. And like she said, it's taken time for me to get to where I am now. I've started I was active as a child, but I really made it a dedicated effort in my early 20s to really take my health into my own hands, mainly because I lost my grandmother to diabetes. And if she had changed her diet, then she might have lived longer. But
oh damn! Now I gotta go drink some more water.
There you go. But even at the time of before she passed, the doctors were talking about amputating her leg, and she still didn't change her diet. She didn't do it. And so when she passed, I said, I'm not going out like that.
And how old were you, Cherie, when you said in your early 20s? How old were you?
Well, I was actually, when she passed away, I was 20 years old.
Wow. That's a very mature thing to do. I mean, and to follow through on it for the next years of your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm very, very dedicated, loyal to my babies, loyal to my friends. And the last thing is I'm resilient. I've been through some ups and downs in my life.
Yeah.
And have I'm still here, still, doing what I can. So yeah.
Doing the damn
Those are the three
thing.
things I like about myself.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's awesome.
Right.
What did you pick?
I'm sorry?
What did you pick? What number? What question? What exercise did you pick?
You know what? I was going to pick the one about, standing in the mirror totally naked. It's just not a comfort zone for me right now. But seriously, when I do look in it, I see my mother, but I feel like my mother's child still in a lot of respects. And so,
oh my gosh, that's good.
That's and so that just indicates to me that where I am and where I feel like I am. I don't think I'll ever lose the identity of being my mother's child, and so that's what I see. But I'm a lot older than to be somebody's child right now, and so that's and I'm okay with that. People have seen me naked and say, okay, that's all right, what you're working with there, but I'm not really comfortable with it. But I do see my mom, and so, but actually, taking further look at it, I see my mother's child.
So Sybil, that's really
daughter.
Wow.
That's really great, because when I came up with that, all of us, or most of us, except Cherie, most of us, that when we look in the mirror, we are constantly critiquing ourselves and what we could do and so forth and so on.
I still do that. I do that.
You do that too?
Still?
You should.
Have you seen your body?
Look here.
Oh God, I'll never get.
I do that.
Just cut that, okay?
But I did breastfeed 4 children, and so that's my area that I'm like, yeah.
And that's the least of our worries.
I'm grateful that I was able to do it.
Tit sagging, that's the least of the worries.
You know what, Cherie? I'm actually glad you shared that, because I think because the point of that question, it is not when you look at yourself, it is not about your physical. That is not about what that question is about. It don't matter what you look like on the outside. It's how do you see yourself past, as Marcy was saying, the skin. How do you really see yourself? Right. That's really the purpose of this question. But what happens is we get so caught up and stop on the outside that we can't see our inside. And Stephanie, out of the girlfriends that are on here, I would say you are my best example of really what's on the inside. Girl, if you saw your inside, how I see your inside, I'm telling you, you would really be unstoppable. I really wish you saw you how I see you.
Didn't I say I ain't feel like feeling today?
Girl.
Everybody, why you out here writing books?
Okay.
And that's going to be one of my prayers for myself. I received that. That's going to be one of my. I'm adding that to my prayer for myself.
This book need to come with a tissue pocket. Okay.
I'm done. Thank you, Yogi. Thank you, Yogi.
Okay.
So anyway, I agree with Marcy, I'm done. So I want to make sure that I participate. I came up with 3. The third one was, imagine that you're meeting someone for the first time. Describe yourself to them without saying what you do for a living. And so, because professionally, what I do is I'm a producer. In my personal life, I produce. My family, I produce. But that's not how I see me. That's how everybody sees me. How I see me is I really see myself as a free spirit that is moving through this universe with the confinement of the physical space that we are all in.
Hold on.
Okay. Look.
I need to take notes on that one. A free spirit.
That's how I see me. And nobody else sees me like this, but I see myself as a free spirit that I'm confined into the way that we're supposed to operate in this world. Me and Cherie, every day me and Cherie talk. Well, you're different. I know you're not going to see this like this. Well, you're the only person that don't see this. Most things in life, you're right. I just don't see it how everybody see it. But I have to work at the confinements that we operate in the universe. Okay. Was that too deep?
That was pretty deep.
That was deep. Yeah.
But Tracy, did you answer the question? Did you answer one of the exercises? Tracy?
Am I back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tracy, did you answer?
Okay. Huh?
Did you answer these questions?
Or one of them?
I think she did. I think she
froze
again.
She ain't doing
No, I froze again.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, now Marcy snitching. See?
I know Tracy.
No, I did. I have an answer.
Okay.
For which one?
So I chose the one that if you had no job, no family, no friends, who or what are you? And for me, I would be this drifter. And I would really be a drifter. I mean, I would set myself out on I-10 and I would work at a diner for a little while and stay in a, 1 bedroom above a garage or something. And when that got old, I'd get on the highway or jump in the truck with a trucker and I'd head on down the highway to the next space.
Wow.
Until I made myself all the way across the country and up and down and all around. And travel abroad and just, drift. I would do that.
You'd be a hippie.
I said the same thing, Tracy. I said the same thing. I said I would be traveling.
Wow.
Pre-COVID.
Well, that's a difference.
Yeah.
I
think about it now.
And what Tracy talking about, though.
Right. There is a difference. There's a difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
No, I think about it now. I really think about that. I would just, I always say if I win the lottery, shit, y'all ain't gonna find me because I'm gonna be at some little truck stop somewhere living above something with all the money, and I'm gonna be chilling and meeting people and working at a little diner frying some eggs because I don't have to, and I don't have to listen to your shit because I can get up and walk away, and I will just keep it moving.
Was that to Yolanda or was that generally too?
I think she pointed.
I love my girlfriend so much. So what's interesting, Tracy, again, and girlfriends keep you honest. When me and Tracy reconnected, her daughter Nina was like about 5 or 6, right, Tracy? And Tracy, even from high school, Tracy always had a gypsy spirit. So that's what I always call her. She's my gypsy girlfriend. But that's the one thing that I told her, because she was working at Jazz Fest. She was doing this. She had all these. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You're going to have to be stable. You're going to have to sit down. You're going to have to settle down. You're going to have to get a 9-to-5 job. You're going to have to be stable to get this girl through school.
And now all you have to do is put your mom in that roll around and then go out and hit the road.
You're right. And she did it. She did it. To her, she did it. And her daughter is about to graduate from college. She did it.
This is the longest I've lived in one place. Truthfully, this is the longest I've lived in one place.
Yeah.
My life. I don't think that I've lived anywhere this long. I think I've been here 7 years, maybe 8. I think this is the longest I've lived any place.
And so Tracy, now you're free
my mother
to move
back
about
there hollering in the background.
So Sybil, I'm gonna wrap this up. So that's the first. So
some kind of justification. Oh, I'm back again. Did y'all say something?
I feel like we missed something really beautiful from you, though.
Oh, my mom was hollering in the background, talking about, no, you haven't lived anywhere this long or something.
She's listening.
Yeah.
So Sybil, we need to wrap this up. And so again, this book, Jewels for Me, it is broken down into 4 segments. It is where we really look at ourselves, where we look at Hold on.
I
did
think
write
those are
the book.
Yolanda's hands too. Aren't those your
Yes.
hands?
Those are my
her
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
her great nails.
I thought that was a white lady hand.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
so we deal with the you, we deal with your business, we deal with your work, which is different than your business, and we deal with your relationships. So we're going to end it talking about relationships. But the first thing is with you. So for the next week, what I really want you to work on, Marcelina, is we're going to concentrate on.
And she was paying attention this time.
We're going to work on the 4 different parts that make up you. That is your physical, your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual. So next week, we're going to really break down and talk about your physical, how you feel about yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. So those are going to be the things that we're going to talk about next week, all encompassing you.
Wow.
Okay. How long is that show?
I'll plan it out, because here's the deal. This is what is really in my mind right now that I'm working on for me. Discipline plus consistency equals success. When you are disciplined and you do something consistently, then we're going to be successful.
We're going to be Cherie. Okay, we get it.
Well,
I was like, can we go back to dating?
What I'm using that as personally in my life, because we are starting a new venture with all that is Sybil. And every day that I get up and I was like, okay, God, what do I need to make it through the day? And it is to be consistent and to be disciplined to do it. And we're going to be successful. All of this work that we're putting in towards headlines and all the things that we're working on, if we stay disciplined and be consistent, we're going to win.
Yes, we are.
I agree.
Is that your closing word?
I received that.
Well, no, I actually do have a closing word.
Is there music?
There's no music. Sybil, are we closing? Are we done?
I
think your line, Marcy.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the deal. Part of the working on you and your physical and your mental and your spiritual and your emotional, for me, it starts with my spiritual. And so I wanted to end this week. Sometimes, Marcelina, and I'm telling you, when I came to your house Thursday night, you penetrated my heart, girlfriend. And so I was saying, I wanted to really just listen, but sometimes I do have a hard time just listening because there's just so much to share. And sometimes you just don't, when you're in it, you don't always have the words to get you through it. So that's why scripture for some of us is so important. That's why the daily word is so important. That's why you have other things, inspirational music is so important. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to leave with a word that I put in this book. And because I think that it's important for me in my walk to really talk to God. And so for all of us, and with Marcy, you being at the top of my heart this week, I just wanted to read this. This is a prayer on page 54. And it is, God, thank you for the perfect plan that you have for my life. I believe that you have a plan for my life. Please lead me and guide me in the path of your plan. Your design for my life is perfect. I open my mind, my heart, and my eyes to the plan that was designed specifically for me. Strengthen me with the ability to follow the path. I am a willing servant. Amen.
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 Isn't that a beautiful prayer?
You'll find that prayer in this book.
Girl, it's killing me, okay? It's killing me.
54.
If you would say so yourself, Yolanda, was that a good prayer?
That was a good prayer.
And that's not guru like. That's just
Right.
from our heart.
That's not. That is. You know what that is? That is a willing, humble servant, and that's really all I am for real.
For real.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let the church say,
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much for that. I hope that you all will join us week to week as we go through this process. As we, as Yolanda says, for our betterment, as well as personal and professional and in relationships as well. I think it's going to be an interesting journey for some of us and just a bunch of laughs for the rest of us.
Have some dry snitching here and there.
Okay. Right, Marcy.
But I thank all of you all for opening yourselves up to the process and being a part of this. So Cherie, I thank you, and Marcelina, I thank you, and Tracy, and of course Stephanie, and by all means, Yolanda, I thank you. Thanks for joining us here in bed with Sybil and friends. These are my friends. Some of us are in bed, as you can see, and we will see you next week. Have a good one. Be good to yourselves too.
Bye. Love you guys.